Welcome, everyone, to Events on Autopilot, the show where we help you automate, optimize, and scale your events with smart systems and thoughtful strategy. I'm Patrick, the founder of Univium, a business automation development company, and today I'm joined by Broderick Archie. Broderick is the owner of Any Event Productions, a Fort Worth based audiovisual and event production company that supports everything from conferences and corporate events to weddings, festivals, concerts, and private celebrations. Over the years, Broderick has built a business that sits at the intersection of entertainment and execution, helping clients create events that not only feel high energy and polished, but are also technically strong behind the scenes. Broderick, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So I know that Any Event Productions clearly does much more than DJ entertainment now. You offer AV, LED video walls, staging, lighting, live streaming, and kind of this full technical production. And I was curious, what kind of drove you to the evolution of that from entertainment into broader event production?
Yeah, so I've been in entertainment, like I said, started entertainment way back in 2003. Started from church and always was the sound guy and things of that nature. Became a DJ in 2007, or a professional DJ, if you would say.
I love
And
it.
started working part-time with a couple of in-house hotel AV. And I really did like that. And then I kind of saw the market of what the prices was being charged to the client from the in-house. I was like, wait a minute, I have a couple of speakers, I have a couple of lights and a couple of microphones, and maybe I should just go into business of producing and doing audio visual. And that's what got me going, just seeing the prices of what in-house AV charges clients.
I love it. I love it. And so you were able to kind of start your own thing and clearly just kind of grew it from there. And what types of events are you mostly handling today? Are you doing mostly corporate events, weddings?
Yeah,
What's
so
kind of
we
your
we do
specialty?
Yeah, so we specialize in corporate and galas, and then we still do weddings and things of that nature. Kind of got away from the high school proms, and not to say that they're not important. Just I've aged, and
I
so
got
with
you.
the
I
age,
got
the
you.
music have changed, and I just rather be
Uh,
doing corporate events where it's more, more business and it's more audio, and I can sit back and relax and pay attention to the event.
I love it. I love it. And what would you say is kind of your specialty and what you're able to bring to those events? Just is it just a seamless experience from beginning to end? Is it the lights that you put up and the show that you put on? What's kind of your main value add? Would you say?
The main value is get personal with the client, meet the clients on several occasions before we even think about booking. Then once we get a feel for the clients get a feel for us, and we can explain to them what we can do. Then we go into stage two, where we, basically write a contract and things of that nature. I'm more on the audio side. I have teammates that's on the video and the lighting side, but I handle everything audio and staging for sound. But our company, we can produce lights, sounds, microphones, things of that nature. So I like sound better than I do lights, just because I like the clarity from the client when they're on the podium speaking.
I love it. I love it. What are some of the things that you do ahead of time to make sure that the sound is right for an event? Do you do like audio checks beforehand? Do you go and visit the room and kind of test things out, or what's kind of your process there?
Our process is we do visit the room on site surveys, and then we also get with the hotel coordinator to ask how many events will be taking place this same day. If it's multiple
Mm,
events, we do ask to get there a little earlier, for we can tune in the microphones by checking the frequency to make sure that no other vendor in the hotel, or even the hotel AV, is on the same frequency, so we won't get interference. So we like to pre-prep in regards to that, to make sure everything is right when it comes down to the show.
interesting. Interesting. No, that definitely makes sense, and that's something I wouldn't have thought of myself. Is that it can kind of conflict if you have other people there with setups and
Yeah,
whatnot. So
yeah.
I love it. I love it. Um, So, and you provide not just the AV, but you also do you actually do like the event planning as well? What other aspects of the event process do you kind of handle?
Yeah, so my team, they do the event planning, the coordination and things of that nature. We have Darielle. She goes behind the scenes to kind of get a feel. Okay, on day one, this is what we want. If the general session, we want this. The breakout room, we want that. And so we kind of go over that plan with the client on Zoom to kind of get a feel. And then if they're doing the rehearsal, again, we're there early. We at least ask for 6 hours. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes we have
Mm.
3 hours. When we do that, we just have to have more people for setup and things of the nature. But we do coordinate rehearsals and Zoom calls to make sure on the day of their event, everything is the way they like it and the way they want it.
I love it. I love it. And just because I'm always curious about how different people run their operations, how do you kind of keep track of the plan for an event? Do you keep everything in a spreadsheet, a Google Doc, or does it kind of vary from project to project?
We do have a Google Doc, and we do use QuickBooks, for the CRM.
Okay.
So it's sort of kind of like the communication goes out to the client responds. We respond back to the clients, then we set up a phone call, and then from the phone call, we set up a Zoom, and then from the Zoom, we do a follow-up email to set up and schedule a site survey. And then on that site survey, that's where we go over the spreadsheet to say, okay, this is what they want, this is what we can do, and this is how you have it. So it's a 1, 2, 3 ABC type system.
I love it. I love it. That sounds pretty straightforward. And I'm curious to hear a little bit more about your team as well. I know, running a team can, require a lot of different nuances and whatnot. Is there any approach you take to, making sure the team provides excellent service, keeping everyone on the same page and functional? What's kind of your approach to team building and whatnot?
Yeah, so normally on Mondays and Wednesdays we have what you call rehearsal or practice. We go over
Mhm.
cabling, we go over digital mixers, we go over analog mixers, we go over the latest lighting software programs. So basically, on those 2 days, we typically, unless we have an event, we're typically having classes with our guys, just because the industry changes every day and equipment changes every day, and some customers want the basic analog system for its audio and some customers want digital. And I want to make sure that my guys understand when we're doing analog, what button to push or what gig to, or what gadget to not push versus the same with digital. The same with the
Interesting.
programs. Or some people now we're finding more customers when they do their presentation, they want to use Canva versus PowerPoint. Canva runs a little
Mm.
bit different than PowerPoint. Normally our computers are PowerPoint driven, but when they use our computer and want to use Canva, we have to go over those softwares to make sure our guys that's running the video know what Canva does to our LED walls versus our projectors.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. And because I know depending on the speaker, they might want to present it in one format versus another. Do you
Yeah.
typically try and get all of like if they have a speaker, the speaker content and whatnot beforehand? Or does anyone ever come in last minute and give it to you the day of, or how does that typically go?
Both. Yeah. So we try to get it at least 2 to 3 weeks before the event, but things change all the time. So just recently, this past Friday, we had an event in Austin. And that event, two speakers that came in, they flew in, they had their own presentation, and they wanted to give it to us the same day while the show was going on. And it was like, yeah. So we were able to get it in on a secondary laptop that we brought, but it was a little tricky because one did PowerPoint, another one did Canva. I'm
Mm.
sorry, not PowerPoint. One did Canva and one did Google Drives, and it was different because he wanted audio in his Google Drive and he didn't put the audio together, so it was chaotic. But during lunch, we sit through lunch and got it fixed.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, I imagine kind of switching through those different platforms, you know, can take a couple minutes or whatnot, and especially if it's something that you haven't used before, which it sounds like y'all are pretty up to date on everything. But that makes
Yes.
sense. Did you say that's another thing I hadn't thought of? I guess some people will have like audio in their actual presentation, like audio built into the PowerPoint and whatnot.
Yes, some will, and then some think they will. Well, meaning that they say they have audio and they don't have audio, or they didn't embed it correctly, and the video
Mhm.
is just playing. Or some want to put audio in it and they forgot to, and we have to add it. But normally on a show, we normally bring 3 laptops excuse me, one for the main, another one for PowerPoints and things of that nature, and then a third one is just for backup, just in case, like we did Friday, we had to get his PowerPoint going before we share it to the main laptop. We would normally also bring switchers, so you won't see in the background, you won't see, or live, you won't see us doing all this work because it's on channel one versus channel three.
Okay, I see. I see. That way they're not seeing someone,
Mess with the
close it out. They see your desktop and all that. Yeah, you switch it out.
correct.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, y'all do work with like these LED walls as well. Is that right? And I was
Yes.
curious who typically asks for the LED walls. Is that something for like trade shows or whatnot, or what's the typical
Uh,
use case?
well, it can be corporate. Someone wanted on stage. We do a lot of people that want to hire a band. Sometimes it is trade shows or just regular events. Just depends on the budget and what they're wanting because it's more of a display. Typically, people like the LED walls better than projectors now, just because some projectors we have are front screen projectors and some are rear screen projectors. Either
Mhm.
way, if they're not ultra short throw, that means that the projector has to be 14 feet back, and that takes away from their space. Versus the screen has to be 10 feet away from the wall, and sometimes in different places you don't have that much space to maneuver. So they'd rather get an
Mhm.
LED wall, which is just a large LED screen, and it doesn't need space for as where the tables can be or the
Interesting, interesting.
stage.
I know the like the layout of the actual room can have a big impact as well of like, you have to run wires and all that good stuff, I imagine, so
Oh
that
yeah.
can make a big impact, I imagine.
Yeah, it does make
I
a
love
big
it.
impact, and we try to get that's why we try to get there early and make sure we have the layout of the room, so that way we know we try to run our cables around until the wall and then back around. But sometimes, they can have tables right next to the air wall or right next to the back where the AV normally typically sits, and sometimes it's difficult. So that's why we ask for those many hours ahead of time, for we can pre-plan and get those cables laid before the guests get in.
That makes sense. And how many hours ahead of time you said? You said 6 hours?
We ask for 6. Typically, we get
Okay,
4. Just depends on what's happening. Because sometimes the reason why we ask for 6 sometimes, or most of the times, they have a rehearsal with the speaker prior to the event showing. Unless it's
okay,
a 8 o'clock show, we set up the day before.
okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Do y'all ever manage the rehearsals with the speakers where the speakers come in and you kind of walk through it with them ahead of time?
The event planner does on their side. So if they have a outside event planner, they manage that, and we just be there waiting on their people to come for the rehearsal. Or sometimes
Okay,
we'll get with the coordinator or the event planner or something like that on their side, and we'll manage that if they don't know how to manage that. We'll get with
okay.
those guys and ask them what time to be here, and if they want a lapel mic or a handheld, and we'll just go through the rehearsal or they slides.
Mhm. I love it. And so I know there's all this different nuance around, what it is you do. If you had to pick one thing that you wish clients understood about behind the scenes of production and whatnot, what would you say that is?
Understanding well, I would say getting us the material in a timely fashion would be ideal. Just because, again, we run into sometimes or we ask these questions and the client hasn't or can't or have not received the information from their speaker, and then it's always people looking at us like, "Hey, what's going on?" And it's not us. It's basically we
Because you
just
didn't have time to plan or
we didn't have
prepare
time to
because it was
process anything.
thrown at you at the last
Yes.
minute.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Absolutely. Definitely important because you need time to plan. And
You
that's why
time
they
to
call it event planning. You have to
That's
plan ahead of time. So
yes.
I love it. I love it. Um, would you say that that setup and breakdown is where a lot of the professionalism shows up in what you do, or would you say it's actually the execution during the event where a lot of it is?
I would say all of it, because depending on how we set up, depends on how easy the event would be. If we're rushed and we're not set up properly, it can cause confusion with the guys and it can cause confusion with the client, because they were expecting for us to set up this way and we didn't set up because we didn't have time, or we set up
Mhm.
the easy way, and that sometimes can break the whole show, and it cause confusion. But far as the setup, I would say yes, that's the most important piece of the puzzle. Once it's set up and it's properly set up, then the flow should rolls pretty easy.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. And it looks like we're coming up on time here, so I'm going to start wrapping things up. But I always like to end with a question of if you have
I
a
have
movie, podcast, or book recommendation, we'd love to hear it.
my favorite book, and this is by Sasha Fries, and I'm sorry I'm looking down, but it's the Chief Event Officer Playbook. The Chief Event Officer Playbook. That is a terrific book
Love it.
for event planners, event coordinators, audiovisual, or anybody in events. That's a great book.
Chief Officer Playbook by Sasha Fries. Is that right?
Correct.
Cool, cool. We'll
Yes.
put that in the description of the video so everyone can find it. And last but not least, if you can just tell everyone one more time who you are, what you do, and where people can find you for your services.
Yeah, I'm Broderick Archie. I'm the owner of Any Event Production. We're based out of Fort Worth, Texas. We cover the whole state of Texas, but we also go nationwide. And you can find us on the website at www.anyevent.productions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Roderick. I appreciate it.
Thanks. All
Take
right,
care.
have a great day. All right, bye bye.